Welcome YouTube to another TVC mukbang.
Yay!
Mi casa y su casa, as the saying goes. So what do we got on today?
Well, first of all, we hope that this camera is straight because we've literally spent about 12 minutes trying to align it with the cupboards here so you can see the food and we're getting the top of your head. And
Hopefully it's good enough.
if it looks like we're drunken sailors and we're going downhill, that's why, bugger it. All right, today's lunch. We have brown rice, steamed mixed vegetables. We've got some tempeh.
Which is fermented soybeans for anyone who doesn't know, from Indonesia. We've got some Chinese cabbage or wombok, some green bell peppers, some mushrooms. They've got a name, I don't know what they're called.
I love these mushrooms. They're long and skinny and
Yeah.
cool.
We've got some Thailand Highland brown rice. And we're going to have some soy sauce, sprinkle of golden flax meal, and we've got organic butterhead lettuce.
Yeah. So grab your meal, join us.
Make it vegan and make it
Yes.
high carb if you can.
Absolutely. Let's eat. So this is kind of like, hold on, you've got to do flax first.
Yes.
Okay. There's an order. Now we find that when we put golden flax meal mixed with soy sauce, it tastes like Vegemite. True?
It does. It's very nice flavour.
Yeah, let us know if you've ever experienced that. So today's kind of a special lunch.
Yeah, it is. It's our 12-year wedding anniversary today. So we've been together over 18 years, but married 12 today.
Oh, that camera is seriously, it's chopping
It's
off
chopping
your
off my
head.
head.
Oh.
I've got to sit back. That's what it is. Does that work?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so 12 years.
Yeah.
See, I have to coax him for a kiss these days. Anyhow. So we thought we would talk about...
Relationships. Yeah.
Yeah. And hold on, I have to concentrate here. This is the soy sauce bottle of death. It squirts everywhere.
This golden flax meal imparts a really nice flavour and texture to your meals. You can put it on, food like this. You can put it on soups, on curries, on salads,
Yeah.
whatever really. Try it if you've never tried it before. It's good.
We get a lot of people asking us how we eat our lettuce, just like this.
But don't panic. It's organic.
We like to keep the lettuce just the way it is. We don't dress it with anything. It just,
Provides refreshment from
Yeah.
the cooked food, doesn't it?
we don't find that we need to dress it or anything.
And we store the golden flax meal in the refrigerator because basically to prevent the fats from going rancid. Yeah, because when the flax seeds are ground, that's how the oils are released, and when they're exposed to, air, they can go rancid. So keep them in the fridge. I haven't done my soy sauce.
Right.
Oh, there
see?
you go. Yeah. Silly nozzle.
Right.
Do that away from you and into a tissue, otherwise it'll get all over our clothes. All right,
Okay.
let's eat. Thank you.
So this is a typical lunch for us. If you watch us on Snapchat, you'll see it's generally a veggie dish with rice. Sometimes we have beans, sometimes we have tempeh. We just came back from the market this morning, so these are all fresh veggies from the market and great tempeh that we like.
Yeah, we tend to have a starch-based diet, don't we? With
Yeah.
oatmeal for breakfast with fruit, rice and beans or lentils with veg for lunch, and potatoes for dinner.
Okay, so I have a list of things to discuss here. I feel like we're always having some kind of business meeting, like a business lunch conference. So we're going to answer questions that we often get asked about us as a couple. How did we meet? When did we meet? Go on.
So we were 10 years old and we went to the same primary school. So we met in grade 5, that's what it's called in Australia.
Luca used to like me, didn't you?
I did. How could I not? Look at those dimples.
Ah.
Look at those dimples, Snapchat. Oh, Snapchat. YouTube.
We're used to recording for Snapchat all day.
Mm.
And I liked you too, but I always thought, oh, he's too tall. So it's never going to work out. I thought when I grow up, when I get bigger, we could possibly date. It didn't happen. I didn't get bigger, but we still dated.
You might not be able to tell YouTube, but Natasha is 5 foot and I'm 6'1", so...
And people think I'm taller than I am because I sit on a cushion. Otherwise, look at the difference. I feel really low.
So there's more than a foot difference between us. But Hannah Chloe, if you're watching, Hannah and her new boyfriend Michael, there's more than a foot difference, isn't there?
I think so. I think there's a bit more. But you know, you get used to it. Like, when we first started dating, oh my God, it was such a stress. I remember, because I always used to wear high heels. I would actually have nightmares about like standing next to you, and I just felt so uncomfortable, and it was a really big stress. But like now I don't even notice it. I never wear high heels anymore.
Why don't you wear high heels?
Because it's bad for your legs, for your spine, for your hips, for everything, and very uncomfortable. So just go for what's healthy, what's safe for your spine. Don't worry about height differences.
Definitely, good advice.
So, we met in grade 5, we were 10.
Yes, and I think I let you copy my mental maths work, didn't
That's
I?
right, I'm still am very, very bad with numbers. And
maybe people don't understand what mental maths is.
no, it's just like a maths competition that we used to have, and our teacher
Would read out 20 questions, and you'd write down the answer, and then you'd move on to the next question. And
it just wasn't fast enough for my dyslexic brain. It's like, that was never going to happen.
But that's terrible, because not everyone is, their brains are wired up to, grasp mathematics.
That's right. And then he would
And
read...
to force people to, be uncomfortable and, like a competition in a pressure situation, it's cruel, isn't it?
freaking out. And then he would read our results out in front of everybody. And I was always I was always the, bottom end of the class. And then he ended up moving me from my seat where I was sitting next to my friend. He made me sit next to Luca.
Made you?
He did.
It sounds like a death sentence or something.
Well, no, I did. I did like you. And
You listening?
and so I remember, I was looking at his work, and he let me copy him. That was so sweet.
Just took my arm away.
Mm-hmm. And then my score went from 3 out of 20 to 19 out of 20. And obviously the teacher knew, okay, I'm copying you. So then I had to move again. Anyway, so we didn't get together.
Until much later, because once we finished primary school, a year later, we went to separate high schools. I went to an all-boys school and you went to a co-education school.
Mm-hmm.
But my sisters ended up attending your college, and they would pass messages, if you like, between us back and forth. And so...
And then one time, I was dating a guy that went to school with Luca. You were friends. And he was a lovely guy, but I wasn't really, really into him. And I saw you at a party. And you cracked the shits with me. He was upset because I was with this other guy. Was that true?
That's true, of course, because I like you.
Anyway, I ended up asking my current boyfriend for Luca's number, but I said that it was for one of my friends. And then I called you, but I hung up the phone when somebody answered, so that didn't happen.
And this was age 16?
16. And then... 2 years after that.
Although at 16, didn't we enter a public speaking Toastmasters competition? And
this was
it was
awesome.
hosted at my school, and you came over, didn't you?
Yeah. So I was late attending the opening of this. What would you call it? It was like
the opening night to the
competition. It was like a month-long training course, and we had kids from all different schools in the area coming to compete for public speaking, and we would meet at least once a week.
Yeah.
Right? And so I was late to this thing, and I walk into the room, I'm running in, and all the participants are sitting around this big table. And I sit down, I'm all flustered and I'm all embarrassed because I'm late. And I look up, and right across from me is this monkey. And our eyes just like, we looked at each other, and there was that rush.
Yeah,
like
if you've read the book, The Godfather, it's described as the thunderbolt. That exchange, that first exchange of glances.
It was just like a, holy shit, you're here. And like nothing was said, but it was a mutual communication.
Yeah, I wanted you, you wanted me.
And then a couple of weeks into that competition, like we were obviously talking as friends. I remember at the halfway, like, we'd have like an afternoon tea.
Oh, this is so embarrassing for me.
I can't
Go
use
on.
chopsticks and talk. I'm going to switch to a fork.
Okay.
So it was my job to take around a plate of biscuits and offer it to the other participants, just having a little snack. And I had the plate, and I went up to Luke, and you were standing next to your friend, and I said, "Would you like a biscuit?"
I mean, that's like, would you like to come up for coffee? And unfortunately back then, when I was 16, I didn't have the self-confidence that I have today. And so
You said no.
I said no. I mean, who does that? Guys, if you're offered the cookie, take the cookie. Just make sure it's vegan, but take the cookie.
And I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, I mean, oh God, big regret there, but fortunately...
Well, that's when I started dating the other guy.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you? I mean, how stupid was I?
You didn't take the cookie, he took the cookie. You want the cookie?
Take the cookie.
Anyhow.
It reminds me of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that movie? What's it called?
Friends with Benefits?
No. Oh, guys, what's that movie where
I know which one now.
there are couples and
The guys are trying to make, the girls are trying to think like guys.
yeah, because some guy writes a book telling women how guys think, and so anyway, there's a game involving a cookie in a cookie jar, isn't it? And the cookie is the
Well, it's a metaphor, right?
Yeah.
So getting into the cookie jar. Anyway, this is supposed to be kiddie rated.
oh, we can, please.
Anyway, all right. 2 years after that.
That's a funny movie though. If you can let us know in the comments down below if you know which one we're talking about and what it's called. Can't remember now, but it's very funny.
You'll never look at a cookie the same way after this, will you? 2 years later, it was my best friend's 18th birthday, and she was having a joint party with a few other girls. And I was there nice and early because I helped them set up and everything, and all tizzed up. We used to drink a lot back then and party a lot.
A lot. I was getting drunk with my friends on the way to the party.
And I was already pretty drunk by the time you arrived. Anyhow.
Yeah, of course, this is insinuating that alcohol is the only reason we're together.
It wasn't. I was standing by the bar and you walked upstairs. And we saw each other from across the room, and it was that thunderbolt moment again. It was like the second time.
I think we both knew at that moment, correct me if I'm wrong, that tonight was going to be the night.
And yeah, it was like in the movie, it's American Pie, isn't
American Pie, yeah.
When the lead actor sees the girl that he wants, Nadia.
Yeah, what's his name, Jim?
Jim sees Nadia, and like everything parts, and that song comes on.
At last.
And he walks around across the room in slow motion. It was like that, seriously.
Yeah, it was.
It was like the party just parted, and we started walking towards each other. And it was like we were so drunk, but I remember that feeling and everything clear as day. And maybe that's why it felt so slow, because we were so drunk, but it really was like slow motion. And the look on our faces were like two little goofballs.
Yeah.
Hi. Idiots. And then what happened? Then we danced. You're embarrassed now, aren't you? Go on. Ask him the story. You got flaxseed all over your face too. After we danced, downstairs. We came back upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm standing at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. And again, sadly, my self-confidence game was not strong back then. And so even though I knew, you know, it was going to happen, I did have a little difficulty making the first move, didn't I?
Basically, I'm standing, you know, Jesus.
I mean,
I'm standing there waiting to be kissed.
yeah, the cookie's there, and I just couldn't take it out of the jar.
I'm waiting to be kissed, and he's kind of giving me the wind up. I'm thinking,
What do you mean wind up?
like you were going to go off and do something
Are you
else.
serious? Oh, really?
Yeah. You
Really?
said, well, that was nice and everything.
Are
And
you serious?
yes.
That's bad.
I had to kind of initiate the kiss. Anyway, then we finally kissed.
Really?
See what I've been putting up with for
Yeah.
18 years?
You reckon I was going to go off? I was...
You were winding up. Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Mm. Anyway, it was a nice kiss, wasn't it? You don't remember, do you?
Of course I do.
Do you like bullshit?
Of course I do.
Oh. And I did. Then we started dating, and that was 18 years ago.
Mm.
So that's how we met and got together.
6 years after getting together, we got married, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. All right, so Luca, you haven't seen this. Your top tip for a successful relationship.
Number one, huh? Now we've got a video
No,
on
no.
our top 5 tips. I wish I could get live interaction with the audience now to text me what the number 1 tip we thought was. Number 1. The thing is, I want to get this right, you know? Number 1. Why do I feel like I'm being put on the spot, guys? Number 1.
Oh my god. We're not doing time lapse here.
Yeah, I know. I
18
know.
years. What's the thing that makes it a successful relationship?
I think
Here we go.
being best friends helps.
And he says that every time he's in trouble. But we're best friends. We're besties. We're besties.
Yeah. Did I pass?
Well, you're still here, aren't you? Yeah, that's true. You got to be friends. Because, as Michael Bolton said, and none of you will probably know him, how can we be lovers if we can't be friends? How can we start over when the fighting never ends?
Great song. Very good song. Not sure about the hair, but
All the tight jeans. That's the 80s, kids.
great song.
Yeah, you gotta be friends. You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
You gotta not take stuff too seriously. Like, we tease each other non-stop.
Yeah. You must be able to take the mickey out of yourself, is the old expression, which is take the piss out of yourself, make fun of yourself, make light of yourself. You have to be able to do that, and then you can also do that with the other person.
To the other person. I think you have to deal with the big stuff. Deal with the big issues.
Yeah.
And then the small stuff becomes nothing. Like, people say, oh, you're so perfect, do you fight? Hell yes. You know, we live and work together, and we have done so for the last, how long? 8 years.
8 years, we have lived and worked together 24/7, 365.
And there are times
That's
when
more time in that 8 years than I would wager most people in relationships would probably spend together in potentially a lifetime. I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah, wow.
8 years, 24/7, 365.
Yeah, it's a
Live
long
and
time.
work. Yeah.
So yes, we fight. Yes, it's not like fighting, like we're going to kill each other. It's bickering. Sometimes we need space. But
I mean, back at the beginning of the relationship, when we hadn't yet sorted out the big issues, that
was
would have been fighting.
yeah, wait, that's coming. Oh,
All right. I'm just saying now, but those big issues have been well and truly dealt with in the past. Now it's bickering.
Yeah, now it's just more small stuff and getting in each other's hair, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's very stressful when we make videos. That can get really intense.
Yeah.
But we get through it.
Mainly because people that we're responding to say so many things, each of which require a rebuttal. Oh, and
It's intense.
it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah, and then we get frustrated with each other if you're not saying it the way. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, our wedding day.
Oh, no more tips? Because that was a top tip. That's
That was a
right.
top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Oh, by the way, we'll link a video down below for you to go back and watch and see, because we had a lot of problems in the past. And we made a video about what we did to heal our relationship problems and get to the point where we are today.
Yeah.
So please go back and watch that. It's not what you think. It's pretty intense video,
Yeah.
right? It's full on.
Yeah, and we can also link the other relationship advice videos that we've made
Yeah.
in the description.
Yeah. Okay. I thought on the count of 3, we
Yeah.
could say at the same time one word to best describe our wedding day.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Stressful. Yeah.
It was full on.
Comment down below if you can relate. Was your wedding day stressful?
We were very young. We had no idea. We wouldn't get married again. Like, if we...
Yeah, it was less than 2 weeks before your 24th birthday, wasn't it? And I was just turned 24.
Yeah, we were kids. So we had a very non-vegan wedding. I had a horse and carriage that took me from my house, my parents' house, to the church. We had food, animal products all over the menu.
Yeah. We had, your typical non-vegan wedding.
Yeah.
And we were saying, I was going to say, is it, we were thinking, like, if we were able to have our time over again, we wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we'd have a wedding, maybe we wouldn't, but it certainly wouldn't be.
If you want to be with someone,
Yeah.
I don't see the point of a wedding or a marriage. I mean, we sold our wedding rings, and a lot of people freaked out about that. We sold them because we didn't want to wear them anymore. We watched the movie Blood Diamond, and
learned about where and how the diamonds are sourced,
and we weren't wearing them for years because we were in India in an ashram, and it was just ridiculous to have these big diamonds on your fingers. So we already weren't wearing them, and
then we decided that we didn't want to, support that industry, and by wearing it, it was a statement that we supported it. And then we thought, well, okay, we could just, if we sold them, then it would prevent somebody else who was in the market for a diamond wedding ring it would prevent them from buying a new one.
yeah,
And thus, we'd already, I guess if you like, created
Done the
demand,
damage.
done the damage,
yeah,
but it prevented someone else doing the same thing by
yeah,
having ones that we'd already bought, thus
Yeah.
not contributing further to that ridiculously exploitative industry.
yeah.
If you haven't seen Blood Diamond, definitely watch it.
Okay. Hardest part of the last 12 years. And then you can say the best part of the last 12 years.
The hardest part was when we had to deal with our big issues, because that happened within the last 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. 2007?
2007. That was the hardest part.
August? I feel like it was July. July 2007. So almost, we're coming up to it.
Coming up 9 years? Yeah, coming up 9 years.
That was the beginning when we were confronting the problems. And the best part of the last 12 years?
It would probably be the 9 years since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Now we've got
soy sauce and
flax and
she's an awesome human being. In case you hadn't already picked that up. Yeah, my bestie. Just a beautiful, loving being. Yeah, I'm very happy to be on the receiving end of her love. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
Same. He's awesome. He's a very he's my rock. Very, very supportive partner. And I think that's one of the things I'd say is most important. We've been through a lot, and we've been screwed over by a lot of people. Now, we've said this many times to each other, but it's come up again very recently, that we've only got each other. Like, it's me and you. You know, it's Team TVC.
Yeah.
That's it. We're each other's family. We're each other's everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think we trust anyone as much as we used to. And we only trust each other. It's like we're really just in this together, and that's it. And it's family of two, army of two.
Very grateful for you.
I'm very grateful for you.
Very grateful for us.
This guy rocks. Like, I always say I would be starving and naked without him, because he does the washing, he does the cooking, he does everything to keep us running.
And I wouldn't have any means with which to do all of that if you didn't keep the show running with the editing of all the films and of all the videos and
it's a
keeping
team
the
effort.
channel running.
It's a team effort. So you've got to be a team.
And it does take two. It takes two. It's not to say people have to be in a partnership. Sometimes a partnership can make things easier, though. You're just sharing the load.
Yeah.
I certainly find that. I mean, I
but
often think about if I were single,
Yeah.
would I want to go this alone? And the answer is always resoundingly no.
But the other thing is, we've never known what it's like to really be single as adults.
Correct.
We've been together since 18, 17, so we don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know, we only can speak from this perspective of always having someone, you know, to share a life with.
That's true. Yeah, comment down below, guys. Do you prefer being single? Do you prefer being in a partnership?
Because we have to admit, when we first got together, we would always, like when we were in our 20s, we'd always think, well, what's it like being with another partner, or being alone, being just dating casually? We were always, our relationship was serious from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, so we've never had that experience of living on your own or being on your own or just dating casually as an adult. We don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
So we do get a lot of questions about people who have gone vegan, they're in a relationship, but their partner won't go vegan.
And we've got a video on that, haven't we?
We do have a video on that, but I just thought we'd talk about it
Definitely,
briefly.
because I couldn't agree more. Extremely difficult. Where you've come together both as non-vegans, and one person decides to go vegan and the other person doesn't. Wow.
What do you do?
I mean, for us, if we were in that situation, we would educate the other person, provide them with the exact same education that led us to making the choice to go vegan. Give them a little time. Obviously, give them plenty of support and encouragement. Lead by example. Having said that, there comes a time when we would draw a line in the sand, and we would put down an ultimatum to the other person. Basically, okay, you've received the same information. I've given you all the education, support, love, encouragement, example, and yet you're still not coming around. Why? Because it's too fundamental to our lives.
It's not
veganism.
just the what you're eating. It's sharing the same values and just seeing the world in the same way. And honestly, I do think I could be wrong. It might not be all cases, but I do think a lot of the time when we're asked this question by a lot of people, it depends on what your relationship is like with that person to begin with. if you've got an open communication and you're always speaking from your heart and you're very compassionate towards each other and understanding and sympathetic, and if you're on the same page, then I think your partner will go vegan or at least plant-based with you, because you're going to be sharing the same things. Like, that's why you're together in the first place.
Yeah, for example, our friend Tony Ann on Tap, check out her channel.
Yes.
Her and her partner Mike Active on Instagram. Tony Ann went vegan when they were together and Mike hadn't, and Tony Ann became so passionate. At one point she gave Mike an ultimatum and said, this isn't going to work.
Well, she went to break up with him, thinking he's never going to do it.
That's right.
And then he's like, whoa, hold up here, give me a chance.
Yeah.
He did the research, he wanted to be with her, and he's like, hell yes, this is the right thing to do, and I love you. So I think if your relationship is strong enough and open enough and you're similar enough to begin with, I think in most cases that the partner will want to go at least plant-based.
But if they're not, if somebody sees something like Earthlings or Farm to Fridge, and they're not moved and rocked to their core and foundation,
I couldn't be with them.
And they're going to continue to justify herding, paying people to herd animals, and those animals are only being hurt because people are paying for their body parts and secretions. No, I couldn't be with you that way.
I couldn't. That would be like on my mind all the time.
What kind of?
I know.
Where's your heart? Where's your soul? Where's your compassion?
And it's hard because so many people go through this as couples. It's hard. I don't know. But ultimately, oh God, I'm choking on these mushrooms. They're slimy. You can't force someone because they're going to resent you for it, and then that's going to destroy your relationship anyway.
Yes.
You can't force them. And you ultimately have to decide, what do you want?
Yep.
Who do you want to spend your life with? Are you happy to be around that? Are you happy, to share your life with someone like that? Are you going to be upset inside? Is it going to destroy you? You have to decide what you want for you. And you will, if you have to leave them, then you will attract a partner that is right for you and holds the same ethics and morals and everything. So it's a tough one, but it's important. And please, if you are committed to a relationship and you have gone vegan, then you need to discuss this before you have kids. So many people message us and, I've just had kids, but he doesn't want to go vegan, or she doesn't get, and it's like, oh no. It makes it so much more complicated once kids are involved.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? You're the vegan, your partner's the non-vegan, the partner doesn't agree with feeding the kids exclusively vegan, and you have to watch the lives that you brought into this world
eating animals.
Wow.
God.
No,
That's messy.
Now, what about the situation where someone is looking to get into a relationship with someone, they're not yet in it, and they're vegan? Would you, what if you met a non-vegan? Would you be interested?
Look, they would have to be super gorgeous and charming to get my attention. You don't know that someone's not vegan or are vegan initially unless you're at a vegan event or something.
Correct.
Or they're wearing a t-shirt. But like if you did sort of, he's alright or she's alright.
Yep.
I think you gotta bring it up nice and early. Not like, okay, so basically I'm vegan, are you gonna join me or not? But you gotta kind of suss out where they are gonna fit into this equation.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't let a relationship go too long, too deep, too far before kind of knowing if they're on board or not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste my time.
Yeah. And the other thing to do is to actively pursue a partner in a vegan, like basically someone who you know is vegan, isn't it? Like
get involved in online stuff, social media, meetups in your area, cycling. There are so many single guys and girls here now in Chiang Mai, especially for the festival. Lots of people get together. Yeah. It's wonderful. That's what I would do. If I was single, I'd get on this lifestyle, I'd get on a bike, I'd be here. There are a lot of gorgeous guys and girls here.
Yeah.
So,
couldn't agree more.
Like, when we're at the top of the mountain, so many mornings we're like, If we were single, we'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, like they're all much younger than us anyway. But, you know, if we were young and looking for a partner, easy.
Yeah.
Easy done.
In fact, many people have met one another at
Yep.
the 2 festivals here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, in the last 2 years, haven't
Absolutely. What else is there? We've answered all my questions.
they? Have we?
Yeah. Anything else about relationships?
No. Should we move on to story time?
Mm.
No, we don't have enough time. Not enough?
It's probably in line up, isn't it? 20 and 15?
Yeah.
What's that?
35.
Right.
Yeah. We might wrap it up there.
Because I can't talk and eat. It's hard, isn't it?
It is.
It's really hard to do this. So I think we might end the video.
Yeah.
All right.
Lovely eating with you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. If you've stayed this long, wow.
And let's get a discussion going down below. Your thoughts on everything we've been talking about, your tips, your experience, etc. How did you meet your partner?
Are you in a relationship with a non-vegan? Or are you a non-vegan in a relationship with a vegan?
Yeah. Tell us. Here's to another 12 years.
It's been good.
It's been very good.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. All right.
See you next video, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. We hear people saying, oh, you're just making response videos because you want to get more views.
Hell yeah.
Yes. That's what YouTube is all about. You make videos to get views.